All right, so I've done quite a bit more modeling now and added my extra bits in, all the railings and so on that I was talking about before. So if I just go to 3D filled polygons, you can see I've got railings everywhere. I've added this little half dome on the top here. I don't have railings along here, and I probably need to add some stairs or something in there as well. So I'll quickly just do that now. The easiest way for me to do that would be to grab these stairs, which I grouped, duplicate them down to here, and then rotate them like that. And I'm pretty sure they're the same height. Well, I'll have to move them down, of course. Control E will actually focus it over here. So if it's in the wrong location, you can just move it. Okay, so that's working well there. And then I'll duplicate it over to the other side here and rotate that around. Oops. I'm not sure what the numbers actually mean there. But if I zoom in here, view, center 3D view on selection. Okay, that seems to be straight. It's not all funny. All right, so now I've got staircases going there, 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 and there, and also in the center. It's pretty balanced, I suppose. I mean, I haven't tested this map. There might be changes that I make to it. And I'm probably going to add other stuff in here, but we can start texturing this now. So I'm going to switch back to the 3D textured, sorry, not in there. That's going to be 2D XY. I'm just going to click in here and go view 3D shaded textured polygons. The difference is, if I go to textured polygons, it's quite hard to see what I'm looking at there. Shaded ones just add some very subtle shading to it, so I can clearly see the difference between them. I'm going to bring up this detail toggle texture application here, and I'm going to do the rails first. So I'm going to click this rails one. Now this one is called, if I just type in rails down here, it's that one there. It should be called dev/dev measure rail. And I'm going to change this here to apply texture plus values. And then I'm just going to click on these areas. And I can actually just do it in this nav mode. You'll see that I have to do both sides of it. Okay. And it's very important in here that you're aware of the normals. So you should be aware of what a normal is from using Blender. As you can see here, if I look through here, I can see through it. That's because it's showing me the texture on this side, which is the railing texture, and it's got transparent parts in it. But I'm also it's not rendering the back side of this face here. Well, let's do a better example. Okay, so this one here, see I can't see through it there. I go around this side, I can see through it. That's because the normal is facing this way. So I'll put that on there. Go. Of course, I can't click through this. Okay, it's not actually transparent. There is a face there, it's just invisible. So we'll go around and texture all these. Make sure I get both sides. So once again, this video is going to be fairly repetitious. I didn't put railings there. Now, actually what I probably could have done in this case is select the entire area and open this up and just click apply. Okay, so if I go and do that here, oops. Apply all. I'll just go select. Okay, if I do lift, I'll just show you what the difference between these modes are. Lift and select, if I click this, it's going to select that face, and it's also going to select the texture. So I'll change this back to here. If I just do select, and I select that, you'll see it selects the face, but it doesn't change the texture. Then I can just click apply down here. Now I want to select the entire texture. There is a way to do that, so I'm just going to think it's this one here, apply current texture. Yep, so I click that, and I can click this, apply current texture. So I could probably do that with most of these railings. And then if I want to change something like the top of the railing, it's going to be a little bit quicker just to change the top of the railing rather than get everything set up. So if I just do that now, apply it to those, I should be able to kind of zoom around and see. I think I've got all those. I think I've got all those. Ooh, there's one there that I don't have. So we'll select those and apply it. So let's fix that up. Okay, so it looks like I've got all my railings done here. Oh no, there's one here that I haven't done. Apply. And here as well. Apply that. And this side too. Just check this other side. Okay, it looks like I've got all the railings done. If I don't, it'll become evident as we go on. Now for these floors, what I'm going to do is I'm going to browse here and select another dev texture. The dev textures are quite cool. I think they give it an interesting look. I'm just going to set it to this grey checkered one for the floors. I might do different floors, different heights. So let's go and apply that there. And I can just select all these floors here. So the ramps are going to be that, and that's going to be that. And I'll click apply. Okay, so that's done that to the floors. I'll select these ramps here. So I'm just going to block out the main colors for it. Okay, so that's all good. Oh, that's weird. That's showing up as an orange texture instead of the brown instead of the grey texture. That's kind of bizarre. Let's just go view textured polygons. Yeah. All right. I might just change that and see if I use this one down here. There is an option to replace all. Here we go. Replace that one with this one. Okay. 0 textures replaced. Okay, that's kind of odd. Let's just change it to this one here. Oh, replace that one with this one. Okay. 6 textures replaced. But I only did it on that object. All right. But anyway, I got the grey, so I'll just go and select those few again. I'm not sure why it's displaying funny for me. Apply that texture. And last one's that one there. All right, all good. Okay, so I've got those textures applied. These wall textures here, I'm going to use another dev texture, but I'm going to use this, which one is it? I think I want to use this one, the 128 by 128. It's called Measure Wall. If I just type in measure, it should bring up a whole lot of measure ones. I don't think you can turn the preview, you can actually turn the preview size up down here. And the one I want is 128 by 128 for the wall. I don't need that other stuff on it. And I'm just going to double click that. And for this, I'll just apply it to that. Now, why did that not apply? Oh, that's because I didn't click the apply button. There we go. All right, so I applied that to that. Go back to here. Apply it. Now, I probably should have been using, see, what I'm actually doing here is kind of bad practice. I'm just going to undo it because it kind of undoes all the no draw stuff that I just did before. Oh, this doesn't seem to be undoing the textures. All right. Hopefully it didn't undo any of my rails. It looks like they're all still there. Okay. Oh, it undid my stairs. So edit, can't redo. Oh well, I'll just put the stairs in later. Oh no, the stairs are still there. Okay, I'm not sure what it just undid. I'm just going to put the no draw back on here and explain why in a sec. Some of you can probably figure out why. I only want to put this on the faces that I'm going to be able to see. So I'm going to load this up here, and I'm going to check that, and I'm going to go to apply texture only. Okay, and I'm not going to select anything. Apply texture only. I'm just going to click on the faces that I can see. Okay, because otherwise, and I can just do this in preview mode, otherwise I undo all the stuff that I did with the no draw. And areas like here, where it's a little bit hard to see, kind of here, which I'm never going to be able to see, I want it to be no draw. Okay, I don't want to have to go through and delete these faces. It's going to take too long. I'm just going to set it to no draw. So I can come in here though and paint all these textures with the actual texture that I want it to have. All right, that's good. And then browse. I'm going to use this one here for this area. Why won't that go on? That's not what I want. It seems like some of these aren't showing up properly in here, because that should be grey. I might use this one down here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to make these door bits grey. So once again, this is very similar to texturing in something like SketchUp. That should be the orange part. So recent ones are in there. Okay, this bit on top, I might change it to that. Now this is, it's going to select that whole thing. I could go and select, and I will, just deselect that bottom face. That's a bit odd, isn't it? Okay, I'll select the whole thing. Yeah, that's fine for that. And this bit here, since I can see most of it, I'm just going to apply that whole texture to it. Okay. Oh, I missed a railing here. And I'll select the railing, which is that one there, and apply that texture to it. All right, so that's all good. Oh, I also missed that railing there. How did I miss that? And that one. Oh, this is probably what I undid before. Just go and check all around the outside. You can use Shift to move faster. In there. All right, so I've got that done there. This railing, this one, oh, this is what I did end up undoing. Let's go down to, which one was it? This one, I think, and apply that to them. It's fine for those. Okay, and then it's a matter of doing the rest of it. So I'm just going to process, I'll continue to do that. And then once it's done, I'll unpause the video, or I'll put it in the next video actually. So I'm just going to go through and take time to texture all of this with different textures. I've got loads in here. You can download some dev textures if you want. I didn't mean to do that because I was going to, I keep hitting the wrong button. I'm going to bring this up. All right, there we go. And browse. Find another dev texture, type DEV down the bottom, change this to 128, and I could go for some solid color this time. So if I look down here, let's have a look here. We've got some deep reds, there's other colors in here, depends on what kind of style I'm looking for. We'll go with this orange here, I think. Okay, and I can just apply it to these faces. Like so. Maybe change this. It's not like SketchUp where you can just select the color to fill it with. You actually got to fill it with a texture, even if that texture is a solid color. This floor, I'll go back to the gray, which was this one. Okay, I'll do it for the floor down there as well. Floor, floor. Pretty much all the floors, I'm going to make this gray color. Okay, so the level's not looking too bad in terms of being testable. Of course, you do see a lot of maps like this just that have dev textures on it. I actually quite like the look. Some people don't. It's not a big deal whether you do or don't. Let's have a look. We'll go down and have a look at some other dev textures. There's loads of nice colors there. Let's grab this teal color. I'm going to make that the color for the bottom part down here. It's good to stick with a color scheme though. I'm kind of a bit haphazard here. It's not looking that fantastic. And I haven't really optimized it a whole lot. There is a lot of tutorials out there on optimizing the Hemmer editor, okay, and how to do optimization in it, and there's loads. But I've not done too bad by keeping the no draws there, modeling in no draw. Okay, that's looking all right. I'm not really liking this texture here, so I might just change that to pure orange. I could do replace actually. If I go lift, so lift that texture, replace it with the pure orange, this one here, click OK, 23 textures replaced, easy. I also don't like this texture here, so I'm going to lift that. I'm going to replace it with one of those grey textures. This one here. Okay, 70 textures replaced, all good. Then it's just a matter of getting the stairs done and testing it out. So I'll do that in the next video and add in some spawn points, and then we'll talk about some other things to do with map building. There are some tiny areas that I probably want to fix because it will be noticeable in the map, and that is the top of all these. For example, if I just go through, I don't want to lift that in this case. I want to apply that texture to the top of that. Okay, well, probably the orange texture actually would be better. Not that one. That pure orange to the top of that. Now, I can't just select the rails and do it. I'm going to have to do this one manually, which could be a little bit tricky because I also got to get those sides there. Okay, but in the map, this will make a big difference. Okay, because otherwise it will look really funny there. You'll be able to see through one side and not through the other. So it's important to get these small details down because they tend to make or break the map that you're working on. I mean, even here it might be a good idea to add some kind of pillar on the end just to hide the fact that it's invisible there, but it's not visible there. These kind of things for just a simple fight yard map are not likely to make a big deal if it's just you and your friends. If you're wanting to publish this on the workshop, those are the kind of things that will get you down voted or low ratings. So you want to make it as perfect as you can, and it doesn't matter how long it takes. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to stop the video here and continue that texturing. Make sure I save it.